Welcome, Bodgers. You join me underneath the back of the Mini, and yes, it is crusty as hell. But good news is I've managed to do both the brakes, and as we can see, this is on the correct way around now. Bit of a pain in the ass pulling it all off, but sorted. So now handbrakes are all in the correct order, and happy ho. So this side is a bit stiff. I'm not sure quite why on the handbrake, but we'll figure that out after, and then. That side really loose, so I've loosened this off as much as I can. It's still quite stiff, so whether it needs some minor adjustments inside or not, we'll find out in the long run. So the next impossible task is going to be running the brake line. So I've done the rubber line on this side. As you can see, it pokes through there, and they go through those weird little channel things. So they normally feed through these little channels that are sort of designed into the Mini's floor, all the way to the front. I'm going to have to try and bend it and who knows what with that. So yeah, that's the plan for the day. It's going to be try and get these in as best as we can. Alright, so I found my old radius arm. What I'm going to use this as is a kind of guide, a rough guide of how the order everything's supposed to go in. Because it's not quite as simple as you think sometimes. So this would be this side. Obviously I've just done most of it. So the handbrake things go underneath. I wasn't quite sure if they went on the top or underneath. So I know it goes underneath, and I'll be able to use this sort of rough idea of where the cable sort of feeds underneath as well. So I flipped them over. We can see he goes through the quadrant like that. I need to keep this one for this side because, yeah, I lost the other one and I had to buy a replacement. There it is, all over there. Here we go. So this is one of the pivot reasons why I'm using this as my example. I thought this was the cable that went from the front of the car to the back because, yeah, I had no real idea. But it turns out it's the one that goes across from the left side to the right, so at least I know now. So I need to figure out how this bit all goes in. We can kind of match it up, see these things here, and then you got the little whatever these things is on there and there. So yeah, undo this little split pin on the back, slot it through underneath, and then yeah, try and remember this. I can go back to this video if I need to. Yeah, clicks in like so. Alright, so handbrake quadrant is on. Hopefully I have put it in the right place at the bottom. That kind of makes most sense to me because if we can swing around here, you can see the back of the where the cable will bolt onto. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. I did forget actually, I've not done the brake line on this side, so I'm going to add the rubber line in and try and get it through the chassis there. Probably going to have the same problem as the other one where, oh no, it's already out, thankfully. The brake line's already out of where they press through. They're absolute nightmares to get through. So yeah, slap all that on and then yeah, try and add the middle handbrake bit to go forward. Alright, pretty impossible to film and it's very dark, but whatever. This is the back of the, there we go. This is the back of the handbrake thing, you can hear it. So what I've got to do is attach this bugger onto there. It's like, oh there we go, that's better. So attach this bugger onto there, so basically pull this little pin thing out, and then the pin will drop down, that'll clip on there, doosh, and then put it back through, nice and easy. And then obviously as we go forward, it'll go through, can we film any of this? Probably not. Oh, it'll go through basically there on this bracket, and then up and then through the quadrant, and then up through the quadrant, and then I'm guessing there's a hole or something that it'll feed through to the other side. That bit I am still working on. So yeah, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to guess it goes through there, but we'll see how this all works out. Alright, there we go. I mean, I know this isn't very neat, and people will be screaming at the screen, but it goes over and it doesn't catch on anything. So that's how that brake line's going on this side. This is still a friggin' conundrum for me. I'm sure there's meant to be like an extra nut or something for this, because that's just going to slide back and forth. It's tight, but I'll have to look into that a little bit further, but very weird. Anyone who knows, let me know in the comment section. Is this supposed to be pulling tight on here? Or maybe the brake line is just not correct? Or is it the rubber line that's not correct? I almost feel like this thread's too long, so there should be something that blocks it in there. And the old one had a totally different looking nut here, and it was tight against that, so yeah, let me know. I'm not quite sure with that. Anyway, carrying on with the handbrake cable. So yeah, another quick look from the bottom side. That's how I've done it. I know the brake line is definitely not correct, but that's how I've done it for now. And yeah, this thing bites onto the arm. The spring side clearly goes on the inside edge here with a little cap thing that holds it in. And then this cable then is going to pull up that way. And then through that sort of weird bit on the bottom in the middle of the subframe, and then to the other side. And then I'm going to guess that this little clippy thing is going to be hooking onto the cable and pulling it forward and attaching to the other thinner cable, which is this one, which then goes up that way. Hopefully it's long enough, and then into the car. We will see if this all works. God help me. So I figured it out. It's got to go through that friggin' hole. Oh my gosh, I can't even get my arms underneath the film. I go through that hole there, so I'm going through the back, and you can see it's poking through. So somehow you're going to bend this back on itself through this hole, then through the other side on the opposite hole. Yeah, what a friggin' nightmare that is. So I'm obviously not going to film this because I'm going to try and do it like this, and wish me luck, but that's where it's going, through there, and then you can twist it around the quadrants afterwards. What a friggin' nightmare. So if you're looking for the hole, there it is. No one online ever seems to show you this. Well guys, I'm a little bit stumped. Definitely need some advice, so somebody watch to the end of the video, that'd be great. Is this the hole it's supposed to come through? Because these don't seem to fit through. Whether it's maybe the cable I bought, is it from like a newer model and maybe it's got a bigger hole, I don't know, but that clearly does not fit through. I mean, obviously it's meant to go back this way on this side or whatever, but even if it's the other side, it doesn't quite fit. Look, it's just too tight. The only thing I can think of doing is hammering this flat, pushing it through, and then obviously pulling it out on the other side. That's probably what I'm going to do if that's where it goes. So yeah, get to the end of the video, let me know. That'd be fantastic. What a pain in the ass. Well, looks like I'm finishing that in the next video. Balls.